Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna be going over the best equipment for Fortnite competitive. Things like mouse and keyboard, monitor, headset, mousepad. Then I will show you guys two categories. One of them is the price to performance one, and the other one is just for the people who don't really care about the price and just want the best performance. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is mouse. Your mouse is one of the most important things in your competitive career because it helps you to aim better, edit smooth, and build faster. For the budget choice, I would recommend the Razer Cobra. For a price tag, it's really super good. It costs $30, super smooth, and only 58 grams of weight. The more pricey option, I would go with the Logitech G Pro Superlight. As you guys know, it's one of the best gaming mice in the world right now, even though it's only $80. And a lot of pros use it, like Peterbot and Video, just because it's so good and it glides super good on a new mousepad. Even though it's only $80, how I said, it's really good, and compared to other mice on the market right now, it is a beast. Only because I say it's good, it does not mean to be good for you guys. Maybe you have a different hand type and it does not fit in your hand that good. The next thing I'm gonna talk about with you guys is your keyboard. For the keyboards, there are a lot of good budget options that are really good for the price tag, like the GK61 60% keyboard. If you're looking for a good budget option, this is one of the best on the market right now, with a 0.1 activation point. With so many budget keyboards on the market right now, I wouldn't recommend you guys to buy a high-end one. And if you do it, I always would recommend you guys the Routing 60HE. This is a keyboard that costs around $200 and it's way too pricey if you only play some tournaments. But if you're really that active in Fortnite competitive, really, this is a game changer. And I could try it on the Gamescom and it is incredibly good. And the activation point you can also change in their own software, where you can change all the keybinds, all the activation point, and everything else. And what's really cool about the keyboard, you can optimize everything on it. So the next thing I'm going to talk about with you is your mousepad. Your mousepad is difficult because if you have a cheaper mouse, I would also recommend you to go with a little bit higher budget mousepad because it's just better for the glide. If you have a higher performance mouse, I would also go with a higher performance mousepad, so you don't really use the mouse performance if you don't have a higher performance mousepad. I'm sorry for all the stutters in this video. It's my first video and I'm a little bit nervous. I hope you guys show some love in the comments. And yes, sorry for the little interrupting. Let's go with the video. So, even though your mousepad is one of the most important things, I wouldn't spend too much money on it because you can find some good budget options, like from Nifter. Nifter sell really good budget option mousepads, which you can find on their website or on Amazon for around $30. It's super good if you don't want to spend too much money on it, and it fits to exactly like the most of mice perfectly fit to it. For if you want a higher budget option, I would always go with a SteelSeries mousepad. There are some options for $70 or for $50. That is a lot of money for a mousepad, I know. But if you have a higher performance mouse, like the Logitech G Pro Superlight Gen 2, I would go with a higher performance mousepad. Because if you go with a budget mousepad, you can't really use the glide of the mouse that it brings with it. Also, it's not that important to spend too much money on it, but I just want to recommend you guys the best options. So the next thing I'm going to talk about with you is your monitor. Your monitor is super important, but also it depends on what specs you have in your PC or which console you have. If you have a newer gen console, I would never go with too much refresh rate because you can't even reach it. If you have a PS5 as an example, I would always go with 144 Hz refresh rate, because if you upgrade to a PC, it's still super good and you can use it for some time before you buy a new one. There are also some super good options in the budget, like the Acer Nitro that costs $140 and it's 23 inches. It's also 1080p like all the monitors that I'm going to recommend you guys, because it's in Fortnite you don't need much more pixels. The refresh rate is 165 Hz, and for that price it's really a good budget option. If you have a PC that can reach it, it's going to give you the best performance that you need. But if you want something that's future proof, if you get a better PC or something, I would go with the Z Edge 24 inches and 240 Hz monitor. With its 1 millisecond response time, it's definitely one of the fastest gaming monitors on the market right now, but it still has the same response time as the budget monitor, because you don't really see the response time, or if you're a pro, you would really see it, but if you're not a pro, it's not that important if you have 5 milliseconds or 1 millisecond. Thank you guys for watching my first video. I hope you support and like and subscribe. You can also leave some feedback in the comments. Thank you very much for watching it. See you next time.